awake to it. We just feel the inherent beauty and goodness of that.
Yeah, many of us may have been at the side of a beloved who was leaving the world. And if you're really there, there's something sacred and amazing in that experience. Whatever the physical reality of that might be, you feel something there, absolutely. And so it's, we talked with, I was in New York on September 11th and was helping some of the rescue people and the therapists who were working with the rescue people. Always commented about how even in the midst of that destruction, that swirl of toxic chemicals and dust, it was there. Right? It doesn't, it's like the light doesn't abandon us ever.
So
it's like even in the darkest apparent places, that sense of goodness can be known, touched, recognized. It's Daniel in the lion's den.
And it's even in the ordinary moments. It's like the only reason we feel it more acutely in the moments like 9/11 or a birth or a death is because something so intense is happening that in fact it disrupts our normal distraction patterns. I think that's really why intensity works, because it disrupts the normal distraction patterns that we have. We're sort of forced to pay attention to the moment. And then, so we're forced to come into presence, and then we feel this inherent goodness.
And the cool thing is that that goodness makes us want to respond to it. It's like we want to rise to the occasion. We want to resonate down to the soles of our feet and the ends of our hair follicles with this sense, and we want to share it with people.
And once we know this experience, see, it doesn't require supposedly outward intense experiences. It begins to be that we notice it in the most ordinary of things, like I'm holding this microphone right now, and just the way that my hand is holding it and touching it, just kind of feeling the miraculousness of whatever it is that's making it possible for this moment to exist, that there's amplification, that there's this microphone, that I'm a body getting to sit here. It doesn't require, once we're attuned to this, once we, once the fives and the sevens and the threes of the Enneagram start to pay attention to this dimension of the beloved, this inherent, as the Buddhists would call it, basic goodness. It's just a given. The world, even the ordinary moments, everything becomes transformed, and things become possible that would not otherwise be possible. So what...
I would also add that when we are awake to this domain, our words and action tend to be correct, for lack of a better way of putting it. We tend to be wise in our actions, our deeds, our words, our thoughts. It's like everything we think and do snaps into this objective grid of reality, and we live a good life. Right? We are wise, we're non-reactive. We see things, we can respond intelligently to situations. We know when our words can help, and we know when we need to just be silent. Right? You know what I'm talking about? And boy, if you're a one, that's what I'm so after. So desperately seeking to live that way. That's everything if you're a one.
Yeah. And one of the very beautiful things about ones is that, when they can abide in that place, which is actually a place of deep listening more than it is of doing. It's listening, in a sense, to the divine will. What they experience is the joy, the selfless joy of just seeing that goodness is, or that goodness happened, never needing to take any credit for it. Even if they were the major participant, in why that goodness happened to somehow arise, how life made that happen was somewhat through some action that they did. That doesn't matter to them. The joy is in seeing the restoration. And this Judaism has a very beautiful concept in here of restoring the world, right? Restoring it to goodness. Tikkun. It's just to see that restoration is all that the heart of a one and the one in all of us wants.
So imagine, if you will, you don't really have to imagine too much because we live this way all the time, no matter what Enneagram point we are, what it is to lose that, to lose the sense of the sacred and good in the world.